Alexandra Eala shares simple secret behind her rapid rise. Alexandra Eala says there is not much secret behind her recent success, as the Filipina believes she simply got much better in the technical and tactical department, and that is showing in her results. Last month, the 19-year-old was granted a main draw wildcard for the WTA 1000 tournament in Miami, and she made the most out of it after beating Katie Volynets, Jelena Ostapenko, Madison Keys, Paula Badosa, and Swiatek to reach the semifinal, in which she also wasn't far away from overcoming Jessica Pegula. As you can see, Eala didn't beat one big name in Miami, but a couple of major names and Grand Slam champions. The Filipina, who had been ranked at No. 140 when the tournament started, is now sitting at No. 73 in the world and won't have issues entering the majority of the main-level tournaments. But considering the names she beat in Miami, some are wondering if she has the potential to become a Grand Slam champion and reach the world No. 1 ranking one day. Eala, I've grown technically and tactically. I'm much smarter. I've grown so much as a player. Technically and tactically, I'm smarter on the court. I'm physically much stronger than I was a year ago. So I think all of those things combined make such a difference in my game, especially when I'm playing well, Eala told People Asia. I think strategizing is a big part, and to focus on what your strengths are as a tennis player, not to focus so much on the opponent. Of course, there are tips and tricks that you should know about the general style of how your opponent plays, but not to read into it so much. And then just think point by point and what you need to do. Meanwhile, Eala's return to action will come at next week's WTA 125 Challenger tournament in Oeiras. After Oeiras, she will debut at the WTA 1000 tournament in Madrid. In an big serves, booming forehands, and high-octane tennis, Alexandra Eala is quietly and quickly rising through the ranks, not by reinventing the wheel, but by leading into something refreshingly simple. Discipline. Yes, that's it. No magic formula, no overhyped gimmicks, just the relentless, daily commitment to improving and loving every step of the grind. When asked recently what's behind her rapid rise, especially after her head-turning performances in 2025's early hardcourt swing, including the gutsy showing at the Miami Open, Eala didn't flinch. She smiled and answered with a kind of clarity and calm, rarely seen in someone so young. I just show up. Every day. Even when it's hard, even when it's boring, even when I don't feel like it, I show up. It's the kind of answer that sounds simple, almost too simple, until you realize just how rare that level of discipline is. The heart of the routine. Discipline, for Eala, isn't some abstract concept. It lives in the details of her day. She wakes early, trains with focus, studies matches like a student of the game, maintains her body with recovery routines, eats like an athlete, sleeps like a champion, and repeats, over and over again. There's a military rhythm to her life, but she embraces it. It's not about perfection, she says, but about consistency. The discipline to do the small things right builds up over time. It becomes muscle memory, not just in her strokes, but in how she approaches pressure, failure, and opportunity. At just 19, Eala has already faced the highs of winning a junior Grand Slam and the lows of injury setbacks and tough losses. Through it all, she credits her routine, her discipline, as the anchor that kept her grounded. Roots at the Rafa Nadal Academy. It's no coincidence that Eala's philosophy mirrors the culture of the Rafa Nadal Academy, where she's trained for several years. The academy, founded by the King of Clay himself, is built on values like hard work, humility, and resilience, all traits that shine through in Eala's personality and playing style. At the academy, flashiness is second to fundamentals, and fundamentals, when sharpened daily, become weapons. We don't chase results. We chase progress. She once said in an interview, "That's something I learned at the academy and carry with me everywhere." That mindset is paying off. She's becoming one of the most composed young players on tour, never rattled, always thinking. A tactical player with a baseline game that's evolving into something more dynamic with each match. The discipline of belief. But perhaps the most underrated aspect of Eala's discipline is her belief, not just in her abilities, but in the process itself. Belief isn't loud with her. It's quiet, sturdy, and lived every day in how she trains and competes. She doesn't try to be someone else. She doesn't force shots or chase points she hasn't earned. She trusts her game, trusts her work, and trusts that every drop of sweat is building towards something. That's a powerful mindset, especially in a sport where young players often burn out chasing fast fame. Eala is playing the long game. "There's no rush. I have time," she said recently. "If I keep showing up, I'll get there." The results are speaking, and she's getting there. In the last 12 months alone, Eala has broken into the top 100, reached her first WTA quarterfinal, and recorded wins over players with far more experience. At the 2025 Miami Open, she qualified with calm efficiency, then battled through tough matches with the composure of a veteran. What stood out wasn't just her shot selection or footwork, though those were on point. It was her demeanor. She never panicked, never rushed. Every point was a puzzle she was willing to solve. That level of patience, that chess player mentality, is rare in teenagers. But again, it comes back to discipline. When you trust the work you've done, the chaos of the match doesn't shake you. A role model in the making. Beyond the numbers and match wins, Eala is quickly becoming something more. A role model. For young Filipino athletes, for Asian players breaking into the Western-dominated sport, and for anyone chasing big dreams with quiet dedication. She doesn't talk about inspiring others for the sake of it, but she knows the weight of her journey. She carries it with humility, never putting herself on a pedestal, but always remembering where she came from. "I'm just a girl from Manila who loved to hit tennis balls. I'm lucky to do what I love, and if my story helps someone else believe in theirs, then that's a blessing."